Good morning. How are you today? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. No, it's Tuesday. Oh man, this week has flown by. So, today I have to go get a COVID test. Yeah, me and Fish. Because last week, Fish was exposed to a COVID positive case on his school bus. So I got a call from the school, had to go pick him up, and he got put into a 10-day quarantine. So far, he hasn't shown any signs or symptoms of being sick, but we're still going to go in and get tested, and he can't go back to school until the 10th. That's how long his quarantine is going to last. So I've had to take time off work because of it. Even though I'm not considered quarantined, I'm at a second tier. So if Nolan shows signs and starts getting sick, then I will have to start. What's the starship? I don't know what that is. But so I'm supposed to be talking about crypto, not COVID. But it's stressful, It's still, here we are, a year into this. And yeah, they say even if you get the vaccine, you'll probably have to get. Oh, yeah, of course. The dragon to the moon. I swear, guys. So back in March for Fish's birthday, I decided to be a little unconventional and buy him some Dogecoins. They were sitting at, I want to say, like 3 or 4 cents in March. So I bought. And then it started going up a little bit to like 5 cents, and I got super excited. So I bought some more. And then at 8 cents, I got super excited because I thought I was going to hit 10 cents. So I bought more. So now I have over, I have a lot. We'll just say I have over 10,000 of these Dogecoins. I haven't spent a whole ton because, I bought them cheap and I've just been sitting on them. And every day I wake up now and my portfolio is going off the hook. I know, I bought it in March, early March, February, March for 3 and 4 cents. So I didn't invest a whole lot, guys. It's absolutely nuts. My portfolio is in the thousands of dollars now. I'm like, is this real? Is this true? Could this really be happening? Because you go from 3 cents to 50 cents in 2 months. That's a big deal. If it goes to $1, guys, I'm still gonna hold. But I don't know, it'd be hard because gosh, that small investment would triple itself. But I don't want to be like that Bitcoin dude back in, you know, the day who paid 10,000 Bitcoins for a pizza. But I did see where, was it the Oakland A's for 100 Doge? You can buy 2 tickets in field to go see. Of course, it's the Blue Jays. Nobody really likes to go and watch Toronto for some reason. The Blue Jays are the cheapest tickets for the Mariners as well. We just don't like to watch them. But I think as more and more people start, and I guess Elon Musk is going to be on SNL on Saturday. So they're thinking that it's going to be maybe a pump and dump, but I don't think so. I think Doge is here to stay. It's the joke that is going to end up laughing at all of us. It is here to stay. So I feel really lucky that I got in on those 3 and 4 cent days because those days are over. And then about 2 weeks ago, it dropped from like 20, 30 cents down to 18 cents. And I thought, woohoo, it's on sale. I did. I just bought $12 worth today. Not much, but it was something. I do. I keep buying because I don't know. But if it goes on sale again, I mean, they all dipped down. Bitcoin, Ethereum's off the hook. It went from 2,300 last week to like 3,300 this week. It's off the hook. eToro, which is an exchange, they just started listing Dogecoin on their exchange. So I think that that has a huge deal as to why we're seeing this price jump right now. And it's volatile. It's going to come back down. We'll see it in the 30s and 20s, but do I think we'll ever see the 4 and 5, 8 cents? I bought a lot at 8 cents. Currently, I'm sitting at an average. My price per coin was 17 cents, which I don't feel too bad about. I think that's still pretty good. It's making me a profit. But now, I'm just like, strap in because it's going to go to the moon. Oh, I don't know what I said that you said nope. Yeah, 12 bucks ain't much, guys, when you're dividing it by 50, but 12 divided by 3, it's not so bad. I didn't put in a whole lot, but if I were to cash out now, I would have felt like, it's good. And it is a gamble. I mean, oh, the 4 cents again? Yeah, 5 cents? No. I think that's a thing of the early year. It was sitting at 3 and 4 cents January, all through February. Then in March, I believe it was around 5, 6 cents when I bought for Fish's birthday. And then I bought a bunch at 8 cents. And it didn't take a lot of money to get a lot when you buy them at 8 cents. But even then, at 8 cents, I was waiting for it to come back down to like 5 cents. It's like, I don't want to buy in at 8 cents. Just like now, I'm kind of like, I don't want to buy in at 50 cents. I should have bought in last night with my 12 bucks. The tulip stocks. I'd have to know what those are to remember them. I've been buying in other stocks too. So I'm not just 100% Doge because I'm not sure that I fully trust in the Doge, but my faith is being restored day in and day out. I just keep thinking, could this be real? And it is. It's the wave of the future. I just linked a wallet from my crypto to my Apple Pay. So now when I go in the store, I can just use my crypto if I want. And I'm getting an actual card in the mail. So if people say, oh, it's not real money, well, I'm going to be able to spend it like it's real money, just like I would a debit card. The only difference is that I'm my own bank now. I don't have a Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, and I'm making interest, and my portfolio is keeping up with inflation. I mean, I'd say 3,000% inflation is about right. It, I think, is the only way. This is the way, like the Doge community likes to say. We're kind of nerds. They do quote The Mandalorian a lot. This is the way. The tulip crash of 1637. Oh man, how could I forget that? That's like the potato plague, the potato famine. No, I'm clueless on the tulip crash. I'm sure it was a big deal though. I just moved all of my tulip bulbs because they all got ate by the deer. Moved them underneath my tree, and I'm hoping that, of course, they're dead now and stuff, and I'm hoping that moving them didn't. I hope they still bloom next year. Not sure. I think you're allowed to move in the spring and in the fall. I moved them. Plus, they're in my way. I'm on a planting spree. Man, so many plants. My garden alone is getting huge. I think I have 18 tomato plants, about 20 pepper plants, probably about 200 onions, 12 cabbages, like 12 cauliflowers, like 5 different types of squash. No, it's a lot. I wonder if you guys can see it. My flowers are looking super pretty. History does repeat itself. That is very true. I do believe in that. That's why I think that time travel is real. Because the history and the future are linked together. Yeah. So let's see if I can show this garden of mine. Okay. All right, so down there, okay, I'll go watch it. I watched K-Pro's video. It seemed a little, she was upset, like, if I'm not quite sure, somebody recorded her talking about her private life and her family and such, and it's coming back out or something. It's quite sad what people will do and how invasive people can be. And I don't think it's a bad thing to be personal and talk about things that are going on with you, because 9 times out of 10, somebody else has gone through that situation as well and can relate. And if they can't relate, maybe they can learn something from your stories. Ooh, the source. I'll watch it. You know, I got the books and I read them in one day. They were a pretty easy read. Then I read them again. And yeah, Wyoming is totally what sticks out to you. It's definite that Forrest loved and spent a lot of time in Wyoming. He spent time at that Cody Museum, and he just, what stuck out to me was when he would have the kids come out and do like the arrowhead hunts and stuff. So I do think that it's in the book somewhere. The deciphering is in the book. I needed the book. To be a poem purist was, It was sweet and all, but it wasn't going to get me the treasure. So, yeah, in those rows, each one is onions, purple, yellow, and white. And then in between the rows, so I'm trying to do the four sisters or the three sisters plan where I'm planting like two or three things all together. So in between the rows, I've planted cabbage, big golden head cabbages. They're kind of the ones by that sprinkler. And then over in some of the others in between the rows, I'm planting multicolored carrots. And then over by that hoe, the yellow hoe, that is where I've planted all of the cauliflower, which I remember from the books about Finn's bike. I remember that he had to use a bike to haul Chauncey up to that lake, and this story stood out to me. And the big limousine comes in, and he couldn't stay at his favorite campsite, so they had to go around the lake to the other smaller campsite. That always stood out to me, that it was probably not at the main site, but you'd have to go around and go to the other main site. Or, you know what I mean? Like when you got there, it wouldn't be the very best place. You'd have to walk around and find the one that wasn't occupied. And perhaps that's even where he took it, was where he took Chauncey for that Hegbin Lake, or however you say it. That area stands out a lot to me. He mentions it a lot in the book. His bike. What else did he mention about his bike? So I don't think that you'd have to ride a bike. Even the finder, Jack, he said he rented a car, went and found the treasure, and when he got the treasure, he went back to his car and his rental car and started to cry. And that stood out to me too, because Forrest had to get a rental car. So I don't know if maybe that had something to do with it, but go around, yeah. I think that it was definitely not right when you step out your car or the main spot. You'd have to go around and find it at the other spot. I don't mind ramblings and rumblings. It's magnificent dragonfly. Gee. Yep. He talks about that a lot too, how he kind of had to travel out of his way, like to go to his favorite bathing spot, or I do think that it was on a boundary somewhere too, a boundary line, because he talks about boundaries a lot in the book. And whatever a biddy is. You know, it reminds me of Oregon. They have Sisters, Oregon, which I've been there a couple of times. It's gorgeous, but it's named that because of the two mountains that are there. And for me, it probably has something silly like that, you know. It's named something for something. For us being a maverick, I totally thought Montana, Maverick Mountain. fire hole makes sense. He talks about that a lot. This wasn't a search for us. This was a search for him. So for me, I guess I tried to think of it that way from the beginning, but you really had to get to know Forrest and his passions and his life to know that special spot he wanted to die. And that was the secret, I think, is that it was a place that he legit thought he was going to die from his cancer. And he was going to go out there, sit down, and, do his deed. Yeah, the room is a boundary. That's true. It had something to do with boundaries. Maybe, I don't know, I even kind of think maybe the boundary of like the Wyoming, Montana border. But boundaries can be a lot of things, like Forest Service lines can be boundaries. You can have the boundary between BLM land and public lands. Here we have boundaries for like wildlife reserves. I don't know. I would believe that. Forrest did love fishing and tying a good fly. I think that's something that his dad instilled in him. And to be honest, I think his brother's death at 50 when he died of the scuba accident, I think that left a big hole in Forrest because I do think he was pretty close to his brother. They started that motel together, and yeah, his brother seemed very adventurous, and I think it kind of that probably was the biggest loss that Forrest had had up to that point. I don't know if his parents were gone before then or not, but I think that affected him more than his parents' loss because it was his brother. So for me, I think it was probably some story in there about his family or his brother or something. Yeah, a river is a boundary. We use the Columbia River here for our counties and for the states between Washington and Oregon. Rivers are definitely a natural boundary. I'm not so sure that narrowing it down to Wyoming made it any easier to figure out the poem. Anyway, guys, I don't know why I left it on the view, but yeah, I gotta get going. I gotta go get a COVID test in an hour. Wish me luck. I hope I don't have it. But if I do, we'll get through it. We do. I'm kind of sore today. I've been doing so much work out in the yard because I can't go nowhere. Down at the very end of the yard down there in that one planter box, it got taken over with weeds. You can see them growing bad out of it. But the other one, it's full of potatoes and garlic, guys. That garlic is getting huge. I planted it last November, the garlic. And the potatoes I put in there like in March, early March. They're getting huge too. I'll have to take my phone and do a little walk around close ups. I don't know how well this garden will do. It's the first year I've ever grown anything up here besides last year I had corn and like a bunch of crap that really didn't do much. The only thing that did much up here was some onions. And I have some carrots coming back from last year. But it was a mess last year because I wasn't even living here. I was over at the townhouse and just popping in. I pretty much set it on open sprinkler and left it be. This year, I'm going about it in a whole different way, but my problem is I don't know that dirt is very fertile. So especially for my tomatoes, I don't want like blossom rot or what happened last year with my weird pod tomatoes. But we'll see. All I can do is continue to try to condition it, plant in it, and next year I'll throw compost and rototill it and build it up. I wish the deer were down there. I usually have deer. They're pretty. I love them, and I do wish for them, but then they eat all my stuff, and that kind of sucks. This afternoon, I might go weed whack all of that green stuff. That's just weeds. I'm really good at growing weeds, and not the good kind. All right, guys, I better go get my day started. Buy into crypto. It's going to the moon. I'll have to do it later this afternoon. I've got a lot to do this morning and get ready. But yep. Not a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a nice day today. And now renting for $1,200 a month, a nice 1-bedroom. No running water. It's about how it is these days if you're wanting to rent. I really want to go to Yellowstone. Never been. In fact, last year, in October, when I went through Montana to go to New Mexico to see my mom, that was the first time I ever went to Montana. First time I ever been to Utah. First time I'd ever been to New Mexico. I was quite surprised how vast Utah is and pretty. I'm not getting the vaccine, I'm getting the COVID test. Because my son sat next to a kid that was COVID positive on the bus last week. So we got quarantined because he was in direct contact within 6 feet of a COVID positive person. But so far we haven't had any symptoms or seem to be coming down with anything. I do like to grow things. I try. I've killed plenty, but it's a learning experience. It is something I do enjoy, though, is playing with plants. Plants are amazing because they don't just do their thing overnight. You have to have patience with them and remember them. They don't talk to you. They don't tell you, hey, I'm hungry. Hey, feed me, water me. You have to remember them. Plants are friends, not food. Eat meat. Leave my plant friends alone. All right, guys, before I get too weird. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. I'll let you guys know if I'm contagious or not. Have a great day. Enjoy your view.